is no, my mind is no.
Right, we're back. Who knows what's going on today?
The cameras are different.
We're actually 2 butters for all the cameras. Please, welcome back to, a night in a slammer, that's hard work.
So you did 12 hours in a jail cell?
I'll be allowed to speak about this in talkSPORT. Yeah, I think I've had 3 or 4. I've got the shits. I need access to get to the toilet.
Back to the script. Why was Stanford Bridge not packed? Saturday evening, 5:30 against City.
It's grown, so patient. Shut it and take a leaf out your own book.
We're in a good place, and yeah, it's nice to see them going in the back of the net now.
Go for it.
Can we get security?
You both look at the down the lens and smile.
Beth Mead's on fire.
Are you done? Oh, Jesus, I want you off the next show.
Hello, how are you? Welcome back to The Kickback. My name's Shebahn Aherne, joined by my evil, ugly, professional footballer, twin sister, Ruesha Littlejohn. Hi, Rue.
Hi, how are we?
Very well. Coming up for you on today's show, we're going to reflect on what proved to be a massive weekend for women's football, and our Beth Mead, Arsenal's Beth Mead, is back with us to talk about the club's changing fortunes and which Arsenal ladies will be on Santa's naughty list this year. Plus, we'll be live reacting to some of the comments you left for us on last week's episode. Thank you very much for your comments. You can get involved once again in the comment sections. Now, stay tuned for all of that coming up. And before we go any further, if you are visiting this show like it's some sort of freebie, you can't visit it for free. You have to like and you have to subscribe. Ruesha, can you encourage some people to like and subscribe?
Yeah, please do like and subscribe and share a comment, share the love. Again, if it's abusive, absolutely okay with that, because it seems to be the majority of comments are abusive, which I quite enjoy. But sorry, are you out of second gear there? I thought you were going to start going into reverse there. You were like, please, welcome back to, I was like...
Was that really slow?
That was so slow.
My eyes are a bit funny, you know. I think maybe I need fresh lenses. I'm too weekly and I can't remember what day I'm at now, but maybe I need fresh lenses.
Right.
But reading that was like...
Yeah, that was pure slower than a week in the jail. I thought, what's going on? Spit it out.
Oh, do you know that saying, slower a week in the jail? Mm-hmm. Nobody understands what we're saying.
Slower than a week in the jail.
So, Rue said it a couple of weeks ago, slower than a week in the jail. Erin Cuthbert said it to Amelia last week in the Chelsea chat, slower than a week in the jail. And Amelia was like, what are we talking about? And then Erin was going, am I allowed to say that? Because she's talking about the jail. Yeah. And Amelia's like, I've absolutely no idea what it means. And I was like, it's slow. It's so slow.
It's very time.
Like a week in the jail would be hard work.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Like a night in a slammer, that's hard work. A 12 hour stint, you're like, oh, Jesus, let me out. So yeah, I can vouch for the same.
So you did 12 hours in a jail cell?
I'll be allowed to speak about this in talkSPORT. Yeah, I think I've had 3 or 4.
You never got charged, did you?
I'd won. It's admonished now. Admonished. I'm innocent. I'm always innocent.
Admonished?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's been wiped. It was on your record for a while and then it gets wiped.
Are you sure it's the word? Is admonished?
Yes, it's the word admonished. Yes, I know.
Spell it for me then.
ADMONISHED. Admonished.
I don't know. We'll see.
You wouldn't know, man, because what is that? You're born in a silver spoon. Is that saying?
Yeah.
What you think you are anyway now because you're pure St Albans. People say don't forget where you came from. You did right away.
You forget where I came from?
You did. Honestly, you did. You live in some fantasy land now. Honestly.
I don't give a
St Albans is, honestly, I'm going to say, St Albans is minging. There's nothing good about St Albans.
You can't call St Albans minging.
Overpriced.
You've been living there for about 15 years.
You don't even get clean water. You don't
even deserve a seat in England. You don't even deserve that seat. You have not once greeted this country with the respect that it deserves.
I pay my taxes, that's all I can say. What's the problem?
Wow, we've got real deep.
Yeah.
Real deep
anyway,
this morning.
Sorry.
Everything else good. You were fit and available in the squad at the weekend, but then
events turned. I took not well. Got the icky belly, bad stomach. Things were going on. Can't really disclose right now, but yeah. And that was it. I started to got changed, whatever, and then I was like, no. I just kept going to the toilet. Went round to the bench to sit, and then I just went back, sat at the other side beside the toilets.
Do you have white shorts? No, your shorts would be...
They're black.
See, I'm all for that, just in case you had old Mother Nature.
Yeah, no, I was in the end, I just sat there like, and then the lino started giving it. Like, I'm sitting away from them, there's photographers here, and then I'm just sort of there. At Durham, you know where Durham is? It's pure this Astro University sort of complex.
Right.
There's a racetrack around it, and then there's like a stand away over the other side, and then the ref's giving it, you're going to need to move. And I went, oh, well, I'm just here because I'm not feeling well. She went, well, you're either on the bench or you're in the stand. And I went, I've got the I was like, so don't. She went, you're going to need to move. So I was like, why? Don't start me. I was like, really? This is what I'm causing no harm.
Job.
I'm sitting. I could have been there like I could have been a photographer. I could have been a bong girl. There was no need. So I had to scooch my bum back a little bit and sat on the racetrack. Like, it was making a big difference. I thought, honestly, job's worth the lot of yous. Do my nutting, all of them. Do my nutting. 1 wee minute of power and control and they start their Was that affecting the game? Was it affecting you? No. So let me just sit there in peace. I've got the I need access to get to the toilet. Don't annoy me. Just do your job. Don't look at me. Anyway, that was that. Sorry.
Well, at least you're over it.
Yeah.
You seem very calm.
I hope someone tags her in this so she can see it. She really upset me.
Right.
But things weren't bad enough. Anyway.
You talking about the shits is making me feel one come on. I'm joking, I don't.
Right, continue.
You know that
Back to the
conversation-
script.
Back to the script. Let's talk about the WSL weekend, shall we?
Yes.
Because I'm a bit disappointed, Rue,
Ah.
about the kind of lack of appetite over the weekend to go to the stadiums. Now, main stadiums were utilised: King Power, Goodison, Stanford Bridge, Spurs. And that's brilliant. That's what we all want to see, Amex as well. But the fan base, even though actually it is there online, because you know now you can view every game, almost every game from the Championship and the WSL. For example, the Newcastle turnout at St James's Park was 10,000, whereas I think last year it was 20,000.
Right.
You can watch a lot of it online, but why are they watching now online and the main stadium's not bringing in the bums on seats?
I don't know. You know, the first I heard the WSL games and Championship games were all being played in stadiums was on another podcast.
I didn't hear about it either, and we're on it.
So
Didn't really know it was going to be at main stadiums.
I don't know if it's been publicised enough. Is it been marketed well enough? I don't know. Or do people go, well, I'd just rather sit and watch it in the house now? I personally feel like there could be more to be done with the whole marketing side of stuff. But what does that look like? Is that for clubs to, is that more money for clubs? I don't understand how it all properly works. But to be honest, I hadn't really heard about it until I seen a clip of a podcast and I went, oh, didn't know that. So if I'm a player and I don't even know that, how is all these fans going to know it? So I think more has to be done to keep pushing it, really get it out there. Does there need to be more adverts? Just more advertisement, because I don't think there's enough. I understand why when it's getting cold and miserable, people might go, I'm not taking the family out to the stadium because time of year.
And it wasn't a bad weekend.
But
That's fine, yeah.
So I understand that, but I just think there needs to be more done in terms of the whole marketing sort of stuff.
I think so too, and this is where you could maybe get some haters or naysayers saying the likes of women's game can't expect everything handed to it, you know. But I'm like, well, if you're offering the main stadiums, then you offer the marketing that comes with playing at a main stadium.
Yeah.
And it's not the women's team, it's the club. I keep saying this. Leicester women didn't just meet in the street one day and go, should we all start playing for Leicester? The club created a team to give the opportunity to the women and those who are good enough to be a player for Leicester.
Well, Leicester started, I don't think they were actually really affiliated to the men. They then went under the umbrella when they were in the Championship when I joined Leicester.
Therefore, they need the support from that umbrella. You know,
but like Leicester do play at the King Power. They play at the King Power every week, so it's not new for them. They've been doing that for a long time. It's just trying to get. We're still growing the game. It's a long way to go. If anyone gets it right, you can only say it's really Arsenal right now because they're smashing attendances all the time. So what is it that Arsenal are doing?
Well, they have
at the same time. Arsenal are a big club.
They have a team of people working on that.
Yeah, but they've also got a history. They're a good footballing team. People know that they're going to go and see a good game of football. Now, obviously, they weren't a few weeks ago, but now they've got the together.
Right.
So fans might turn up a bit more again. But Arsenal have got that right. They are nailing that. So do other teams need to learn what they're doing? Do they? I don't know. But one thing I was actually thinking about the other day is Newco. What is happening there? Like, what is it that they're doing? Obviously, they're doing a lot of work behind the scenes But like, what does that look like? I'd love to know what that looks like. Can they help? Obviously, there's money coming in. They're investing. But how can they help take the game to the next level? What is it they're doing? It'd be great to get one of them on the show.
Dowsett.
Yeah, reach out,
let's
get them
bid
on.
for her. Let's bid for her. Because we struggle with the whole technical speak, but if she just says, we're the ones put in place, being able to watch every game on YouTube, which they have done, and now you can do, and I can tell you that Leicester against Manchester United at the weekend has been viewed 300,000 times. So there's an appetite to watch it. Yeah. But when the stadium is there, why is it not transferred into the stadium?
Well, the thing is, it's worldwide on YouTube, so it doesn't just mean it's people from that area that are watching
Exactly,
it.
But it's still
so you're not going to get on a plane from Spain and go, I'm going to jump to Leicester this weekend and watch the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, unless it's a massive game, unless it's a final.
But people do that. So I'm not saying the women's fan base is there like that just yet.
But it's not that kind of game. It's not that calibre
yet. Take it away from Leicester. What about Stanford Bridge? Why was Stanford Bridge not packed? Stanford Bridge, Saturday evening, 5:30 against City for a title contending game.
We've already said that though. Chelsea don't have the same pool or they don't have the same strategy as what Arsenal do.
So they need to sort that out.
Yeah, but I don't know how they do it. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Leicester will give them an excuse. They're not Chelsea. They've not won 6 titles in a row, or nearly. You know, but is this Chelsea Football Club? You've got some,
but still, it's not an overnight fix. You know, if Chelsea are playing at
it's an overnight fix.
Kingsmead or Meadow Park, whatever one they are.
They probably need.
But listen, they can sell out that ground, but it's small, and that's what they're used to. So they've got that core group of fans that go to what is the capacity there? Kingsmeadow's what 3,000-4,000 max.
4.5, I think.
4.5, right? They've got that core group that they go there all the time. Now you're trying to get that and grow everyone else along with it to come and watch them at Stanford Bridge. What was the capacity at Stanford Bridge?
Stanford Bridge, what?
Sorry, no, how many attended the game there?
Just under 20,000.
That's still good compared to, do you know what I mean? It's grown. Let's be honest, in 5 to 10 years' time, you'll probably start to see that on the 80% like capacity. That'll be getting close to being filled. So I think we've still got to be patient with it. Probably looking and going, well, Arsenal are doing it, so why is everyone else not? It's still a process. It's still a journey.
I know
so calm
a journey.
Down. We're getting the views on YouTube now. It's growing, so patient. You just said that, we have to, it's not an overnight thing and da-da-da-da. So shut it and take a leaf out your own book.
I'm not complaining
that
fans aren't turning up. I'm wondering why the experience isn't more wanted match days at the main stadiums when actually you're campaigning to play in the main stadiums.
Because it's growing. What I know. It's growing. So now
we're talking about Chelsea Football Club.
But I am saying YouTube is massive. So people could be on and they could see it and they go, click on that. It doesn't mean they're watching the full game. Do you know what I mean? So that's the hang of YouTube and analytics. Calm down. It's on the right track. It's on the right trajectory.
I just think clubs need to do more.
I still agree that clubs could do more marketing. They can. Yes. The fact that we didn't know, more has to be done. Yes.
Okay.
But it's still going to take a bit of time to get that fan base and keep pushing and growing and become. How far behind are we when you look at it, women's football? How we've been fighting and scraping to get there.
Truth
so it's all a process.
There's a truth juice.
My process. My truth juice was there with the refs.
Right, they're getting it.
Anyway, and it's going to be there with you in a second.
What's wrong, honey? Tell me what's wrong. You seem a right little bee in your bonnet this afternoon. Okay, well, good debate. We'll agree that I won that argument. Let's talk about some of the games then. Chelsea beating City 2-0. Does this say what you've said from the start of the season?
Before the game, was going, oh God, City, maybe City could come
Poor Lauren Hemp.
And I know that a massive loss to City. She's such a threat. But then you're going, okay, Man City have got other players that can come in. Chloe Kelly didn't even start the game. So that was interesting. I thought she'll come in, she'll have a point to prove, but he doesn't start her. Interesting.
Something's happened there.
I don't know what that is.
Something's got to have happened.
You've then got Miedema, who's still out right now. So you're going, so you're looking at your players like Bunny Shaw and stuff to step up. Don't want to ask too much of Jill Roord because she's came back and she's doing very well. We know that. But we can't just pile pressure on her. So that's probably the biggest game she's been involved in for a while. So, but I think Chelsea, Ramirez, we say that? Handful. I think actually Alex Greenwood dealt with Ramirez very well. There was a few moments and she just reads the game. She just doesn't get too tight and she's so experienced, dealt with her really well. And then you've seen Ramirez take her chance. I think Alana Kennedy just got too tight. Ramirez gets in front of her, we tangle the legs and she's off. Great finish. She's got a lot of hard work to do there. So Chelsea, you can go, people are stepping up. They can rely on players. Yes, they went to Parkhead at the weekend and by the way, they were rotten. credit to Chelsea.
Last week,
Sorry, credit to Celtic. I don't want to take anything away from Celtic because, you know, we've seen Chelsea made a lot of changes.
Yes.
They rotated their squad.
Yeah.
A lot of them didn't travel. But Celtic done great. But I think you can see that Chelsea, a lot of changes. It's not going to happen just like that. Yes, you've got players. She gave people a chance. It's going to take a while. They're not used to playing with each other. They've not been playing a lot of minutes. But they got the job done. It doesn't matter how they got it done. They got the job done. All eyes were pretty much, yes, obviously I think Sonia Bonpastor's not going to come out and say that, but all eyes were on the weekend.
Yeah.
And they done the business.
And you know what she said? I don't care about records. I just care about winning. Win the next game. That's what we're doing, and that's the trajectory we're on. But I have to say, I'm going to give...
What do you have to say?
I have to say, give Sonia Bonpastor some flowers, because the fact that she has stepped into Emma Hayes' shoes and still kind of undefeated so far, touch wood, they continue on the run that they're on, but the players are all competing for spaces as well in that team. She's really made a mark. I think she's been absolutely brilliant. Like, I just love her. I think she's so cool.
Watching that Celtic game, I was like, oh my God, this is painful. I was thinking, any danger, Chelsea? Like, you're meant to be
Chelsea?
above, but then when you take into consideration, yes, the changes, the players, but I was like, that's even a sign. Like, they can go and just win games, just get the job done. And obviously they had a few chances. I think Celtic keepers had a good game too. She's kept a few out. It could be at fault for one of the goals, but like, Chelsea do the business when it counts. And now it's going to be, obviously I think she is just relentless. And especially the Champions League.
Yep.
She knows that competition inside out. So she's going to know the importance of Champions League and then coming back and being switched on to league games and getting the job done. So it's going to be really interesting. But what, Chelsea get a game in hand, sit on top of the league.
Yeah.
So yeah, credit to them. They would want to stay there before Christmas, and then obviously Christmas break, and they'll be looking to crack on. They'll probably not even get a Christmas. She'll be like, you will not celebrate Santa Claus.
No.
You focus on the league.
No Santa.
So, no Santa.
Not up in my gaff.
Je n'ai pas Santa. So we'll
Je
see.
n'ai pas? What does that mean?
Don't know. I don't
I don't like
Santa. Who really knows?
Je déteste Santa Claus.
Santa. So she might give him a couple of days. You don't know.
You don't know, but I actually think the fact that she didn't take the full squad up to Glasgow for the first leg, I was like, the amount of players are looking and going, only are we gasping for a day off right now, which we've heard some of the players say, but they're looking and going, okay, she's now preparing us for what's ahead. I thought she played it all very well, and they did get the job done, and Celtic were close, and that's unfortunate. Second leg tomorrow night at Stanford Bridge. Do you want to go?
What day is that?
Tomorrow night's Wednesday.
Tomorrow night's Wednesday. Oh gosh, I'm training in the morning, so I'll be up really early, so I don't know. I've got to look after myself. I've got to be prepared for training, so that'd be a late night. I'll watch it on TV.
You're a terrible fan.
Since when was I a Chelsea fan?
Celtic fan, you fool!
All right, okay. I'll watch it on TV.
Okay, fine. I might go on my own. But yeah, it should be a good game tomorrow night. Fingers crossed for the Hoops, but I think it will be Chelsea.
That'll be a different story.
By the way, let's just focus on the WSL because City had a number of chances as well in that game not to beat. Where do you think this will leave them in terms of the league campaign? They're now points behind Chelsea, who have a game in hand. Is it still too soon to call that, Rush?
Of course it is. It's a long season ahead. Yes, I don't expect Chelsea to be dropping loads and loads of points, but nothing's won before Christmas right now.
Okay.
Man City keep going about their business, regroup, go again. They'll get a taste of it, and they'll be looking at themselves and going, a couple of goals that they'll be going, that's on us, and then they'll be looking, going, chances didn't take them, that's on them. So I don't think it's the end of the world for Man City. I think they'll be looking to just regroup and go again.
Couple of things we need to speak about. Manchester United and Mark Skinner's tactics for blocking the Leicester goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Bizarre.
Yeah, it's been trending, it's everywhere.
It's
bad sportsmanship.
I don't know who came up with that. Is he came up with that? Is the guy that does set pieces came up with that? Is the girls came up with that? I've not got a clue. I was kind of like, what you doing? I thought, all right, well, they're going to try it until they get told to get lost. It was all just a big distraction tactic. I mean, if they score from it, you go, that's bloody genius.
Yeah.
But it was a bit of a car crash. So yeah, I'd been like that. Oh, I am mortified doing this. This is already.
Yeah, they were like
this
that.
Is already.
It's just like that. The keeper's like that.
He's like, you's all right? What you doing? Freaks!
Freak! Go away, you freaks!
Yeah, weird. I mean, if it works, you go genius, but it was just a bit bizarre. I'm surprised it went on for as long as it did, and the ref wasn't right away. Like, any chance, Trips.
Yeah, girls, can you put your hands
The fact that you can't even stand beside the wall now, like how they,
Well, that's it. You can block the keeper's view, but even then,
No, it's
there was a block for that.
The whole
Never mind.
arm action, Anyway, that was that. Interesting. They tried it, didn't work. Will they do it again? Probably not.
Manchester United got a 2-0 win in that game. Can you see them coming into this season and competing to get up there for silverware or get up the table?
I think with United, I'm still like, I can still see them. They've got players that can do the job when needed. They won't throw away cheap points. It's when it comes to the big games.
Gazy was good.
They'll pick up points here and there, but I think they're just not consistent.
Not consistent.
And there's something, I don't care what anyone says, there's still something there where I don't think the players completely buy into Mark Skinner's ways at times. I don't think it's always, from the outside, I just don't always think it's like the happiest camp or...
I think the girls again at the weekend.
That's what I mean.
And the fans don't seem to like...
Does he need to step away eventually? I think this season will be interesting to see where they end up. Do they get any trophies? And then it'll be taken from there.
Yep.
United have got good players in the team. Yes, they've lost a lot of players, but does that not speak volumes of players that have left?
Yeah.
I think that speaks volumes to me.
Yeah. Two managers who were under pressure going into this weekend were De Pauw from Aston Villa and Brian Sorensen from Everton, both finding themselves getting wins and getting their first 3 points, which weirdly takes them right out of the relegation zone in the weirdness of the WSL table. Well, not right out of the relegation zone, still looking over their shoulder, but it was a dubious penalty, wasn't it, for Everton to get the goal?
Yeah, it's not a penalty. You see that when you watch it back. It's outside the box. It's not a penalty. Refs and Lionesses got to do better, but I'm not going to hammer them because they need the help and support, and they're still...
You've already hammered them?
No, that was her having a go at me, telling me to move. I wasn't doing anything, get a grip, what are you doing?
Right.
But in terms of decision making and stuff, I'm like, they need help. So what's the point in harping on about it until the FA or Muco, now, whoever's in charge, is going to go, let's help these refs out, let's get them a better standard, better quality, let's make them professional, like the way the game is now. We can't really say anything about it, so that's where I stand with that.
That's the PGMOL need to do more for the referees.
But who takes charge of that then? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it them? Who?
Yeah,
How do you become professional?
are in charge of the referees in this country. So, I mean, the FA will have a lot of clout and backing them towards helping that. But they've said it before in the past.
But the Super League then, the Women's Super League, like in Championship, they get them to ref the games, so how do we raise it? How do we get it better? I don't know how it works. How do we make them professional?
But listen, Ruesha,
like the men,
look at men's reffing at the minute. It's on its absolute backside after everything that happened with David Cook a couple of weeks ago as well. So, you know, they're not looking and going, yeah, the women's game is the forefront of our, you know, thing to action straight away. It's ridiculous.
Cook stuff though and all, I'm like, I don't think that should really, that was a guy's, whatever's happened with him. I don't think that does anything about the ref and the whole state of the refereeing crisis. Everton, they hang on in there. I think credit to Courtney Brosnan again, the brick wall, Brosnan. Player of the match, she's busy again. A lot of good saves.
I want her to get a big move, you know, De Brosnan.
Look, she had her chance to go other places and she wanted to stay at Everton.
That's
so yeah. Teams were after her and I think she thought, no, I'm going to fight and be number one at Everton. And like, so obviously she'll be looking now going, right, well, we have to start climbing the table. It's so close at the bottom of the table right now. It's actually, yes, Villa have won, Everton have won, but they're still, doesn't mean anything right now. One game, all the teams are back in it. So they need to then find a bit of form and continue.
To be fair, the Villa game was a bit of a cracker. You know, it was a good game. They won it by 3-2 in the end, and they needed that win massively because the fact that they hadn't had a win until that weekend, when they've spent the money that they've spent, they've got the team that they've got.
Villa needed that big time, but they now need to crack on and keep collecting points. They've got a couple of games, before Christmas? There's not many games before the Christmas break. And then in January, they need to sort of hit the ground running. Will this be guy, will he be going, yeah, it's taking time and now it's clicking. Yeah. But I don't know. Everton are hardly playing exciting football. They need to do more. Palace, credit to them, are starting to chip in with a few goals, but they need to win games now. They need to win games. So it's so tight at the bottom. Leicester, again, like, it's so... You know? Yes, obviously, I think they've been listening, going, they've got absolutely slaughtered. I've slaughtered them. But one game doesn't mean anything. They're going to need to start collecting points.
By the way, Courtney Brosnan, the keeper for Everton, Ruesha calls Courtney De Brosnan, like De Bruyne. But she's a keeper, but she also plays with you at Ireland. And see, when we were at the World Cup, Courtney's family, all of them and our pals were all there in Australia, and I just thought, what a nice group of people.
Oh yeah, they're lovely, lovely, lovely people. And it's good for Courtney, because Courtney, I think she had to go away and work hard. I think on her game, mentally, she's just went away and done all that. And I think she's now reaping the rewards, and she has been for a while.
Yeah.
I think she's been Ireland player of the Year for a couple of seasons now. Everton now really value her. And I think even that at Everton, I think she had to like just really fight to show them how good she was. And I think now they're finally seeing that.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for Courtney, and obviously it's great for Ireland. Big massive games coming up for Ireland. So
Big massive games.
Big massive games.
Big massive games.
So
forever.
you need a big massive goalie like Courtney.
Yeah. She's great. Well done, Courtney. Now, last week I ran into Lioness and Arsenal forward Beth Mead in London Colney. So she was there with McDonald's as an ambassador for their fun football sessions to give kids aged 5 to 11 free access to football and inspiring the next generation. So we caught up about Arsenal changing their fortunes under interim boss Rennie Slager's ambitions for the rest of the season, and which Arsenal women might make it onto Santa's naughty list this Christmas. Plus, awkward, I think I found myself a new babysitter. Here's what we had to do. 3, 4, 5, are we live?
Show me them shoulders.
Hello and welcome back to the Kickback. Tonight we are in a cold London Colney with the wonderful Beth Mead. Hello, Beth.
Hello. I hope I make it warmer.
And today you're here again with McDonald's.
Yeah.
Well, fun football. Tell us
Yeah.
about fun football and what it is you do.
Yeah, obviously I'm an ambassador for fun football. I'm down here today with 8 girls playing, trying to inspire the next generation. Obviously we've give 500,000 kids free access to football so far. So it's been an amazing roller coaster, and obviously McDonald's are at the forefront of that.
Beth, it's good times. The tide seems like it's turned for Arsenal. 9 goals in 2 games there of late, which is outstanding.
Yeah, it's been really nice. I think we've been free-flowing football a lot more, different goal scorers throughout the games, different types of goals, trademark goals from some girls. So we're in a good place, and yeah, it's nice to see them going in the back of the net now.
Go for it. Okay, yeah, and then a little bit more delicate for the next one.
It has been fun to watch, I have to say. Like, I've thoroughly enjoyed watching these games of late. And like I say, brilliant football that's been played too.
Yeah, it just feels like things are just starting to connect a little bit more, and the fluidity's there a little bit more, which is really nice, and we get that feeling. So it's nice as you guys from the outside seeing that as well.
Well, we were speaking there about confidence before we came on air. Ruesha and I were saying you don't need any more confidence, because when you're in those 1v1s, it's just something so special to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned over the years, and I enjoy being in them moments. I enjoy trying to manipulate defenders, so I'm happy that you guys are enjoying watching it as well.
You mind just keeping the ball a tiny bit longer?
Champions League nights like that in the week in Turin coming up this week, it must be feeling good.
It's been really good recently. Obviously, Juventus, very, very good team. Away, score 4 goals, feel good, play good football. It's a nice place to be in.
What the actual hell is going on? Can we get security?
There is security in the corner.
Can we get security?
I'm in for
What an
it.
absolute car crash. Whose are those kids anyway? Get them on a leash. Do you want kids someday?
I would love to.
I mean,
Maybe I'll steal yours.
it's you can have them anytime you like.
You both look at the down the lens and smart.
I want to ask you about some of the fun things at the minute. Mary Earps' Waxworks. I mean, are you paying money into Madame Tussauds to see that, or like, are you happy with the real Mary yourself?
Mary's a ledge, to be fair. She's I remember when it came out, obviously the fans voted her to get into Madame Tussauds, but
Oh, that's how it happened?
yeah, the fans voted it. So there was names put forward, and the fans voted Mary into it. So yeah, I mean, it's Madame Tussauds. I know since being a kid, I used to go there and go and see who was in there. So to have a lioness in there is pretty cool.
Were you voted?
Obviously not. No,
Wait, were you one of the nominees?
I was a nominee, but I
Well,
didn't make
shame
it.
on you, Arsenal fans.
Damn.
Do your best waxwork. Speaking of happy ones, what did we think of Chloe Kelly's outfit? Can I get a rating out of 10 for the MTV Awards? Would you wear that?
I don't think I'd get away with it, but nice David Comer number. I think Chloe pulled it off. Beth Mead wouldn't.
Why not?
No.
I'd love to see you in that.
You wouldn't.
We can mock that up.
Right then, I'll make my own.
I loved Alex Greenwood's outfit as well.
Yeah.
She's a very good dresser.
Yeah, she is. Classy suit, eh? You're a monster.
Santa's coming round the corner. That's why my kids are here. I'm trying to introduce them to Naughty or Nice. We've got a nice one over there playing with producer Izzy's hair. And a little naughty boy right here. I wanted to ask you about the Arsenal girls. Anybody on the naughty list?
I put me on there right now.
Why are you on the naughty list?
Just,
You're like the nicest person ever.
yeah, nicest person, but
Do you think bad thoughts to people? Who's on the nice list?
Leslie Russo's always on the nice list. She's just the nicest girl ever. Lotta Woburn, my nicest girl ever.
Sorry, mate. Can I just have you just start a phone for 1 second?
We want to say thank you because you were our first episode of The Kickback. And now we're on episode 10.
Yeah, go on, you
It's
guys.
gone well for us. So thank you, fans, for subscribing and liking Beth all the time. You never fail to disappoint. Are we seeing this right now? Excuse me. I think it's time for your bed. It's time for their beds.
Yeah.
So we best let you get home. But what's the ambitions as we continue towards the rest of the season?
To climb the ladder as much as possible. Try and get to some finals or some cup competitions and win something this year would be nice. But we've got to sort ourselves out in the league first, I think.
Wait and see. Beth, as always, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Beth Mead's on fire. Your defense is terrified, and Beth Mead's on fire. Bah. Na 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 na. What about that for the Arsenal?
Are you done? Oh, Jesus.
North London derby victory, 3-0.
I feel like they were almost going to win that game.
Well, they didn't
I feel
win
like-
it last season.
I know, I just feel like Spurs right now are not...
They've been a bit Spursy.
Yeah. And I think Arsenal have hit a run of form. They're playing good football. We've touched on that. They're playing free-flowing football again. They look like they're enjoying it. Confidence is back, which is good because, my God, my eyes were bleeding watching it. They were. I was thinking, oh, God. It was painful. You
Is
know,
it painful for you that they're playing well?
No, because I appreciate good football.
Right.
They're still not going to win the league, let's be honest, but they're playing good football. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. Cup competitions, you know, can they? Obviously, I'm sure they'll be hoping to win the Conti Cup again. That's the only thing they seem to secure nowadays. But
That's
no,
shady.
they are back playing good
forward
football,
to.
and I'm sure they'll go on a cup run. Even their fans are going to want to make their fans happy. They know that they'll feel disappointed. They're not playing the football they feel like they could have. They know that they're a big team. They're on big salaries. They're almost fighting for what they deserve, and maybe they hadn't been living up to that. Yes, Jonas Edeval has now left his role. Rennie Slagers has got them playing good football. But I still don't think she's the answer right now, and I think she's come out and said that she doesn't want the job. She's still learning her trade. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Obviously, she's got them for the next few games. Who are Arsenal looking to bring in? Who's going to come in?
I think she'll get it. I just don't see
don't
how
think she
they don't
wants
give
it.
her the job.
No,
then.
but I don't think she wants it. That's what I don't think she wants it. She's not ready to take the job. She wants to keep learning her trade. She might know now. She's like, oh, this could be the honeymoon period. Maybe she's not ready to go, right, I'm in balls deep. She's not ready for that.
It's disgusting
No.
saying.
I didn't know what else saying to say. So
Just right in there, like swimwear. I saw her in town again yesterday. I walked past her, her and her.
creeping on her.
I know, I'm not creeping, I just see her kind of everywhere I go. Maybe I should just ask her to come on the show and tell me what the ambitions are of the club and if she's
Like,
been offered
get
the
away
role
from me.
full-time.
I've heard a lot about you.
Hello, Rennie. Is it Rennie or Rennie?
Or Renee.
Did you
Rennie.
hear about my friend Rennie?
What?
Died from heartburn.
Oh, nightmare. Knew you were going into that one.
Is heartburn Rennie or indigestion? One
Is
of
it
the
not Gav is gone? That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, you're terrible. You are honestly on a different planet.
What's the joke again?
Did you hear about, what's it?
My mate died from heartburn.
Yeah.
I can't believe Gav is gone.
Yeah, that's the one. You like. You heard about my Rennie? What? I was like, I think I want you off the next show. I want to do this myself in future because you are miles off it.
I'm having a bad day, I guess.
Every day, every week.
Do you think? I'm not
Yeah,
bad.
miles off it.
All right. Fine. Fine. By the way, we need to talk about a story that's going around at the minute. You might have seen it trending on social media, but a 17-year-old female footballer has been handed a 6-match ban by the FA for misgendering an opponent. So it was during a friendly against a trans-inclusive football club. The teenager asked the player, "Are you a man?" So here to talk to us about this is Jean Hatchet, co-founder of protest group 1205. She's actually called out the Lionesses for not protecting women's sport after the verdict was announced. Jean, thank you so much for coming on the show today and chatting to us. I've been seeing a lot of you at the minute, Jean, especially since Sunday at Wembley for the England-Republic of Ireland game. Why is it important to you to speak up on this subject?
Yeah, sorry you've seen so much of me. I think it's absolutely essential that women like us speak up for younger girls. And I do appreciate it's been difficult for the Lionesses. They are under contract, they will have obligations. But at this point, you know, they have a responsibility to speak up for this young girl. If anyone can do it, they can. Someone has to be brave enough. And we know that's going to be really difficult. But that young girl has been taken out of a sport in favour of a man who says he's a woman. Her sport that she loves, that she's passionate about, just like the Lionesses were once, well, still are, but, you know, they were struggling once as young women. And, you know, they can't just pull up the ladder behind them with their success. They've got to get behind this young girl at this point, because there are so many other young girls that have been brought into this sport solely on the back of the Lionesses. That's who they love. That's who we all love. But we want to see the bravery from them. You know, the FA are really hiding here. They are really running scared. We know that. You know, it's very cowardly behaviour, but there is provision legally for there to be safe and fair sport for women. It's in the Equality Act. The provision is there. They have to use it. Cycling can use it. They can use it. And, you know, somebody's got to be brave now and stand up. The men aren't going to do it. And, you know, we know as women that sometimes men will just leave us to our own devices. We have to fight for our own rights. They've got to get in here with us now. They've got to, one of them has to say something, and it will only take one.
Jean, I appreciate everything that you stand for. It feels that you're doing it for all the right reasons. But what if, because it is such a difficult subject to manage, and the Lionesses don't have the answers, or say they don't feel confident in speaking on the subject because they don't want to suffer that heat, you know, if they don't get it right for everyone? Because I have to say, the transgender community to go up against are a force to be reckoned with, but I appreciate that it's making quite a mark in sport at the minute, especially when you look back at the Olympics as well.
Well, I appreciate that it is difficult to go up against this, you know, the ideology and the trans activists. They're very strong. They will smash into you. I've had it for years. But you've got to do it because there are women relying on us. There are girls relying on us to be brave enough to say, actually, this is not the law. You know, we do have the right to safe and fair sport, and we need to make sure that that's provided for by the FA before a woman gets hurt. You know how hard tackles are, and these are men, and they've gone through male puberty. And you know, yes, we can say whatever we want about, you know, lowering hormone levels, etc. But you know yourself that those are or have the potential to be men who can hurt women, and it is as basic as that. I'm sorry that my language is blunt. But that's the actual reality.
I personally feel at grassroots level, I don't think it's a bad thing right now, because I guess what you're saying is like they've went through male puberty right now, or they're going through that. But I feel like when I grew up playing football, I would play football with the boys, and I enjoyed that. So I don't see why at that level we can't see it as, you know,
all-inclusive.
It's all-inclusive right now, so you can benefit from it too. But I think right now when it's not professional, I think when it comes into the professional category, I think there could be a different argument there. But right now, when it's grassroots, I think that we make it all-inclusive. It's okay. I don't think it's a major issue right now, but I do think when it goes into like the singular sports and professional level, we maybe have to look at it differently.
I don't see the difference between professional and grassroots. You've still got young girls who have to come through that system, whose places have been taken by boys and then will continue to be taken by men. This is just the beginning of this. We know this. This will carry on, because especially as men get older, they are less successful. They will then be able to compete against women who perhaps aren't as strong at a later age. and they'll take their places. This is what's happening. We can't allow this right from the start. But more importantly, and there are lots of angry parents out there at grassroots, bear that in mind. Very, very angry mums and dads watching this happen. And you're talking about, we had a situation in South Yorkshire here where I am, where a male player, the other teams had to withdraw from competition because he was such a safety risk, and that's grassroots, and that's not okay. So no, there's no division here.
But we play against boys' teams too to help better us, because it could be more challenging. So I don't think we can keep harping on it's a safety issue. I don't think anyone's intentionally going out.
But men are stronger. Men are
yes,
stronger.
They are, but it's still it's competitive, I'm saying. So we don't look at it as a safety risk. So I don't think we should be going, oh, well, they're transgender, they're out to hurt anyone. I wouldn't look at it as that either.
Jean, can I ask you, do you genuinely feel that there are males or boys who may transition to get an opportunity to play professional level with women? Do you feel that is something that's happening here?
Of course. You've got Leah Thomas swimming in America. You've got Emily Bridges here in cycling. They are trying to do this. And, what happens then subsequently is that the press pick up on it and they suddenly stick more makeup on and a shirt, and we've all got to suddenly believe that they're more female. It's nonsense. They will try to confuse. They will try to make us be kind. I am a kind person, but I am also kind to women. And it is women's rights and women's right to safe and fair sport that matters to me.
I think at professional level, I agree. I think if you're transgender and you're like with the swimming and stuff like that, I understand that can be very frustrating because naturally men are stronger, faster, powerful. So I understand that can feel like a disadvantage. Is there a way around it that makes it an even playing field? I do think when it gets to singular sports, it can be very frustrating. And yes, we probably have to look at that more. But I think right now at grassroots level, that for me is not a massive issue. I get you argue that, but I just think it's grassroots level. We're playing, it's competitive. You're not taking that journey to like academy and professional level yet. So it can be an equal playing field right now for me, is where I see that. But yes, it's an issue it's a touchy subject right now.
Jean, do you think any of the Lionesses will back you on this? I know you've had a lot of support. I'm seeing it on the internet. Do you think anybody is within their rights, or it's their duty to step up and say something?
I think they've absolutely got a responsibility. Whether they'll do it or not, I can't say. I mean, we're not going to take the pressure off. We'll be at the Lionesses game in Sheffield. We've already planned that in advance, and we won't stop until the FA applies the policy that they can and should. We won't stop. And I don't agree this division between grassroots and professional level at all. Those are still women and girls having to play in an unfair environment. And when you talk about the disorder of sexual development, which is what you're discussing here, which is a very, very, very small minority of people. Yes, it is really difficult, and there is great sympathy for those people, but they have still been through male puberty. They still have the physical advantage. Nothing is different.
If they're born with that, though, if they're born with that, you think that's...
What do you think they're born with? But they are born male or female. But anyone with a disorder of sexual development is still either a male or a female person. That's what's being confused here, and that's what maybe a lot of people aren't understanding, but that's the truth. So that person at some point, no matter what they believe about themselves at a young age, when it comes to puberty, they will go through either a male or a female puberty, and that will affect their performance, and it'll affect their life as well. It's terribly confusing for someone who suddenly realizes that what they've been led to believe about themselves is actually not true. But we have to believe what is the truth when it comes to applying safe and fair law for competitive females.
I also think, Jean, that these subjects can grow a lot of hate towards people who are suffering, and this current story of what's happening with this young 17-year-old girl wanting to play her sport and her getting her banned for her comments. And okay, this is one side of the story that we've heard so far, but also look at the reported 70 cases of trans women out of millions playing grassroots football, and feel that they can be vilified in this situation. And I also look and go, I think maybe they could be going through enough. I don't think that anyone's transitioning to try and get into the Lioness squad as a man. I don't think that that's actually happening, and I don't think people would put themselves through that unless they're really, really clutching for a hell of a lot of attention. So I absolutely agree with what you're doing. You're pushing for the right cause and for something to be sorted. But I think this is up to the federations to put right. And we can't be... I'm getting called out on social media as well because I love women's football. Then I should be putting this right. That Gary Lineker should be using his platform as well. It's a difficult subject. It brings a lot of heat as well. But Jean, you keep doing what you're doing for all the right causes, and we'll keep tabs on it as well, and hopefully catch up with you again soon, okay?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Jean Hatchet, all the best leading this protest. Ruesha, I struggle with this because, again, like I said to Jean there, the amount of people are saying, you love women's football, you should be calling this out, you should be stopping this. And I look and go, well, I've watched my twin sister play with the boys all of her life, all of your life, and that never meant that they were at an unfair advantage over you, but you were accepted in that environment. You know, and sport is for everyone. And I think I'm tending to agree with you at grassroots level. Sport is for everyone. Now, if Riva, my daughter who's 5, I watch playing with the boys, continues playing with the boys until she's 18, you know, I look and go, well, that's an inclusive environment. And if they stopped her from doing that, then like the Lionesses, like you may have been stopped back in the day, then no one would have the place now. But when it comes down to unfair sporting advantages, at professional level, I look and go, okay, well, you're taking someone's spot and that's not fair.
It's so confusing because you're like tiptoeing around it right now because you don't want to offend anyone or say anything wrong. For me, growing up, I played football with the boys. I enjoyed that. When I wasn't allowed to do that, that was hard. It was upsetting but that's the way it was. But now people are saying if you're transgender, so if you were born a boy, and now you've transitioned because you want to be a female woman and you're playing with the females and the girls, then you're at a disadvantage. But when it's grassroots levels, I kind of see it right now as you're still coming up through the system. So either way, you would be allowed to play together until a certain age. So I get when it crosses into professional sports, it can become more tricky. But right now, when I'm looking to go, it's grass level and people are saying, oh, you're taking the place of players in a team. I'm sorry, but it's one player right now. So I'm sorry, but come on, like, I don't think that's a massive argument right now.
I do look and go, if one of, say, the Manchester City boys came out of the academy, decided to transition and then started representing for the Lionesses and taking the spot of Keira Walsh in midfield, all hell will break loose. But for now, I think Jean and her team and everybody on her side are looking to go, no, we need to stop that ever from happening because then you're taking the spot of a natural-born woman who could have had the opportunity. I get that, but I also look and go, it's 70 people who I think might be going through enough.
I think it's 70 people and it's at grassroots level right now. So what are they, under 18s? Yeah. That's where I see it right now. Once it starts to cross over to academy and professional, then I think there should be something that changes. But right now, I don't think it's... I get what they're trying to say, oh, well, we have to stop this from happening. It's not happening yet. I get it's happened in individual sports and that is another case to be looked at. I don't know, will there be something like, if it keeps growing, if there's a large number of transgender players, will there become a transgender league for them to join? I don't know, obviously.
Well,
right
this
now,
is, I think, what people are calling for is that then they need their own league, they need their own competition, you know, that they can identify in and be secure in and be protected in, and then nobody is at an unfair advantage over a sporting opponent. So, yes, I think in time, the way the world is going, it feels like that will happen. And by the way, just so you know, I haven't heard any professionals speak out on this subject yet because I think it is such a tough one to get right. And I think your beliefs come from a pure place. They don't come from a hateful place. They don't come from a stopping an opportunity place. They come from everyone's opinions, and a lot of people are split on this. So don't at us with any sort of hate. Thanks. Yes. Or hate away. Who cares? But yeah, I think it's an important subject and a conversation that we should have all the same. I think it's outrageous.
I don't think
you're pinning it on the Lionesses.
Yeah, I don't think it's to do with it. I don't think it's getting like why put it on the Lionesses. I'm not really sure it stands with them right now. I think it's bigger than the Lionesses. There's a lot to it even right now. You're talking about it and it's a bit like, oh.
It's such kind a tricky subject.
Yeah, it's kind of biting my tongue
because
I've got nothing against transgender people at all. So I don't want to upset that community, and then the community of people that are not transgender, I'm like, oh. But right now, as it stands, I think I stand by it's grassroots levels. Just look at it right now. It's all inclusive. I might be in midfield coming up against a transgender person. I go, right, okay, well, it's competition right now. Okay, they might be faster than me, might be stronger than me. That's it, but we're all trying to play football and enjoy it, so just enjoy it.
Like your Irish teammate, Julianne Russell, I'd heard with her season being over, said, what are you going to do in terms of training? She says, well, I'll go back and train with the boys now. You know, I don't think she goes into that environment, even though it's not competitive. She's in there, often being given a favour, I think, to be in that environment, that situation. But you relish it.
We use it as they're better, so it's going to be harder for us, so we use that to our advantage to challenge ourselves. But people are saying, well, you're transgender, so you're claiming that you are a female.
Yeah.
And you're not. So people then, I look at it maybe a bit differently, because I see it as, well, okay, you might be better than me, you might be faster, stronger, competition. I don't even know the level of these people right now. So right now it's grassroots. You're growing, you're learning the game, you're developing. So
You're
just
growing
see it
like
as that.
grass.
Just develop
The
right now.
grass grows.
But it's a different story when it maybe goes into the academy and professional environments.
Okay, that's deep, that's heavy, but glad we had that conversation all together. Thank you for your engagement on that. Let's go to the engagement we've had in the comments section from last week. We asked you to jump in the comments. You can leave us a message, you can ask some questions. We're going to do it again. You can jump in the current comments for next week if you like. So, hello to William. Chelsea are not going to win this season. Trust me, Chelsea can score as many goals as they want, but as long as Man City keep winning and getting 3 points, the titles is there to lose. Well, William, they did drop points at the weekend against Chelsea. So,
yeah. I mean, there's still a long way to go. I get what you're saying, still a long way to go, but I stand by Chelsea. I've just got the strength and depth squad, and we're already seeing that already. So, it's going to be a juicy second half of the season.
Morning to Marta. She says, big problems at Villa, clearly to underachieve to that extent with the squad that they have. There was plenty of moaning about Carla Ward last season, but they've hardly kicked on now. Do you think they really have to start climbing the table when it's that manager under pressure?
I agree with that. And then when you look and go, yeah, I get that. When you spend a lot of money, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a quick fix, but that money was spent and you brought in players and you've bought players maybe out of contracts, etc. Like, you have to start winning games. Yes, they've won their first game, but it's right close to the Christmas break. So the second half of the season is going to be massive. The saving grace that all these teams have got is there is a second part to the season, and they can all start getting their shit together and starting to get points.
Okay.
But it's so close. It's so close at that end.
A couple of nice comments. Hi to Bethan. She said, we need a Ruesha Littlejohn wax figure. Maybe we could just make one out of candles. I could sit you in between my legs like that scene from Ghost.
Love
we
that,
could
you big freak. Yeah. Honestly, get a life. But yeah, I do think that I will have a statue one day.
Right. For what?
Like I said, I was touching
Most
on that.
injured
Mary
player?
Earps at Madame Tussauds. I'm like, yeah, it's probably amazing for her that somebody's went, let's make a statue of you. But I think Beth actually said that she used to go there back in the day to look at the statues. What you doing with your life, Beth? Imagine spending the money going into a museum looking at statues.
Now she's
Go on Instagram.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll have probably like I won't be in Madame Tussauds. I'll probably have like an actual
rusty
statue,
a rusty
somewhere.
steel number.
That'd be a belter. Have you seen the statues that are pure shocking? Doesn't look like
Did you
them.
see Harry Kane's?
No, did you not ever see Ronaldo's one? Was it Ronaldo's one? That was a belter.
Shocking. He must have been like that.
What's
I've
that?
been working on my looks and my body for all these years, and you've come up with this.
They probably lost their job. That's statue maker.
Apparently they're going to get a statue of me outside talkSPORT
I
one
doubt
day.
that highly.
Most hated presenter. Hi to Emma. She said, talkSPORT, you scooped up 2 of my favourite show hosts. Well done. Thank you, Emma. That's kind. And Anonymous and a few more saying, Ruesha is absolutely crazy. Yeah, welcome to my life.
Crazy and absolutely good looking.
Do you know,
Crazy and stunning.
Do you know, last week Ruesha and I did a watch along together, and I think it's incredible that you weren't cancelled there on that night.
I didn't even say anything bad. I didn't say anything bad. I made a few wee jokes, few wee comments, and if you can't even do that these days, what is the point? Like, what is the point? Everyone, I'm fed up with it.
We need to live.
The world is so woke, it's so PC, it's so boring, honestly. Even that, people don't want a bit of competition in sports because their daughter won't get a game of football. Come on, challenge yourself a little. No wonder there's no winners in this world anymore.
Ruesha, thank you very much. Good luck for whatever lies ahead in the next week or so. Look after yourself, say hi to your family, God bless you. Until next time. As for you, thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe, get in the comments, and I'll see you next week. Bye.